are here at Humber's Hawk Nest here with our rival school Sheridan against Humber. I hope you guys are having a wonderful night tonight. The energy in here is absolutely epic. Everyone is fired up and ready for this game. These two teams are the biggest teams and the biggest rivals in the OCAA. So I hope you guys are excited and ready to watch this game because I know over on here we are. So I'm sending it right over to Matt and Andrew.
Thank you, Genesis, our wonderful sideline reporter, and we have a heck of a matchup here. This is always so exciting, and you see the camera shaking. That's because there are so many people in the stands right now getting seated. It's a packed house, Andrew, really pretty well at capacity here. Lots of energy in this gym.
Yeah, absolutely. This is the game. It's known as that for a reason. Humber Sheridan. You know, I know a lot of people have this one circled on their calendar every year, as have I. Humber coming into this one, kind of middle of the table here. Sheridan sitting third place in the OCAA West, kind of streaking up at the top of the conference. Humber, it's been a little bit of a disappointing second half for them this season. Only 3-5 since the Christmas break after a 6-3 start to the season. So Humber will not have a plus 500 second half here, but nonetheless a reason here, or an opportunity here rather, to finish off on a high note. And what better way to do it than against their arch rival Sheridan Bruins.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a great one here today.
You said it, partner. This matchup is always so exciting, and you have this year the dynamic. Sheridan obviously doing a bit better in the standings like we just saw. Sheridan very good offensively. In fact, they are #1 in the OCAA when it comes to points scored, or they are at least in the mix in terms of points per game, right up there in the OCAA. Maybe not leading, but there's the differential. You see points per game. Sheridan averaging about 12 more points than Humber per game. Now, for the Hawks, defense has been a big part of the game, and that'll really be something they have to lean on here tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be a big challenge here for the Hawks, just shutting down these dynamic offensive players here for the Sheridan Bruins. And if they can kind of keep them in check, I think we got an opportunity for Humber to win.
Now, Dwayne Bowles has our introductions.
We'd like to take this time to welcome Leroy Briggs to share a few words about visible majority.
Hey everybody, how's everybody doing? I think this is going to be a great game. I'm excited. I'm here to represent the visible majority, and I look around, I love what I see. I see people who don't necessarily look like me, but I don't see any minorities. I see people who are doing big things. I see people, athletes, coaches, who are doing big things. The visible majority is a term for Canadians who see themselves as leaders, not minorities. We see people and we see color. We see color as adding beauty to everything around us. We are doing big things, and that's why there's nothing minor about us. If you agree with what I'm saying, let me hear you say yeah. Okay, great, 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 great. And if you agree, I'd love for you to follow us on visiblemajority.com, visiblemajority.ca, or on Instagram, any platforms. Thank you very much.
It's also a special day because it is Senior Day, and we are honoring one senior here for our men's basketball team. Dwayne joined the Hawks in 2019 after a 2-year stint with the Lambton Lions. The Rexdale native captured the OCAA silver medal in his first season with the Humber and took a major step forward in the next 2 seasons. Lambeau earned a championship all-tournament honors when he captured the national championship on our home court last season. Thanks, Dwayne Lambert Cador. And now, the game. The opponents first, to my left, wearing light blue with navy blue trim. In this matchup, scheduled for a minimum of 4 quarters. The starting lineup for the Sheridan Bruins. A 5'11" guard out of Mississauga, Ontario, number 2, Mahad Siad. A 5'8" guard out of Mississauga, Ontario, number 3, Jordan Grant. A 6'5" forward out of Mississauga, Ontario, number 5, Jaden Dorman. A 6'5" forward out of Toronto, Ontario, number 12, Mahamud Kasem. A 6'6" forward out of Calgary, Alberta, number 16, Christo Ugudu. The head coach for the Sheridan Bruins is Jim Flack. And now, wearing gold with navy trim, the starting lineups for the reigning and defending CCAA men's basketball champions, as put together by head coach Omar Miles. A 6-foot guard out of Windsor, Ontario, number 3, Kyle Brown Physicus. A 6'3" forward out of Mississauga, Ontario, number 6, Raheem Dennis. A 6'4" small forward out of Toronto, Ontario, number 7, J.R. Harewood. A 5'11" guard out of Rexdale, Ontario, number 23, Dwayne Lambert Cador. And a 6'6" forward out of Toronto, Ontario, number 24, Rashawn Chambers.
Oh boy, the big game is finally here. We've had February 16th circled on the calendar, and Andrew, it's too good to be true. It's arrived.
It's upon us.
See the Hawks Nest absolutely packed. Our starting lineups have been announced, and the uniform matchups, the navy and gold against the light blue and navy. And it's almost time to get the party started. Taking the tip-off for the Humber Hawks will be Rashawn Chambers, and his adversary will be Christo Ugudu.
Howie's ready. I'm ready. I know you're ready.
Let's get it on, partner. Opening tip-off won by the Sheridan Bruins in the hands of Jordan Grant. Over to Dorman.
And right off the bat, Humber's defense is going to be tested.
Yeah, you know, the Hawks defense has really been outstanding this year. They actually led the OCAA in terms of holding teams to a smaller shooting percentage. 38% shooting is Humber's opponents on the season. And yes, that is best in the OCAA. It's seniors night. Dwayne Lambert-Cador, the lone senior being honored by the Humber Hawks. His shot off the mark to start the game.
Major part of last year's championship run. He's going to want to put on a show here tonight and end things off on a high.
And we'll also see Sheridan's second possession with an opportunity for points, as they're going to be heading to the free throw line. And that will be Jaden Dorman shooting 2. Makes good. Chance now to put his team up 4-0. You know, we'll talk more about Dwayne Lambert-Cador throughout the game, but number 23 for Humber, man they call Lambo, Dwayne Lambert-Cador, an outstanding career, has spent a bit of time with the Lambton Lions before making his way to the Humber Hawks, but a big impact player, and certainly has been that this year for the Hawks.
Yeah, spent his first couple years with Lambton, but kind of been that kind of glue guy for the team, one of the few holdovers from last year's championship team, and he's been the captain this year, kind of holding his teammates in check and making sure everyone's kind of doing the right thing, doing everything you want out of your starting point guard, being the field general, as it were.
So a minute into the game, Hawks still looking for their first bucket. And that's going to be a foul charge to J.R. Harewood, as Sheridan's first few offensive drives have been fairly productive. They're going to hang on to the ball here.
Yeah, not even a minute in, barely a minute into this one. It's been all Sheridan. Humber really not having much possession to speak of.
And there's a bucket from Mahad Siad. So 6-0 now. 3 possessions for the Bruins, able to find points. Let's see if the Hawks can finally answer. A bit of pressure here. Hawks have to get it over half, and they finally do, but narrowly missing the time violation. Wide open look. Good passing over to Kyle Brown-Fazekas. Just off that far side rim and stays out, and Hawks still off the board. Nice spin move there, and that's a bucket for Sheridan. They're up 8-0, and Humber will call the first timeout of the game, as it looks like Humber a little bit floundering here on their heels to start off this game.
Yeah, not the start that head coach Omar Miles wanted for his team. Really letting Sheridan have their way early on. Smart timeout there. You really got to find a way to slow them down any way you can.
And there's the look at the Sheridan Bruins bench, as Sheridan's head coached by Jim Flack, and OCAA fixture. He's in his 28th year with the program, and little baby blue. And for Humber, Omar Miles in his second season at the helm for the Humber Hawks. He has a record of 25-8. Now, all time, this is such a storied matchup. There's Coach Miles. When we talk about the matchup, the rivalry between these two teams, this is the 109th regular season edition of this game. Now, both of these teams, Andrew, at the provincial level have combined for 28 gold medals. I mean, they're right up there. You look at number 1 and 2 in terms of OCAA medal history. Humber's number 1 with 35 medals total. Sheridan is number 2 with 24 medals. Incredible stuff.
Yeah, think about how many times these two teams have played each other, not only for provincial gold, but for national gold. The one last time right here on Humber's home court, 2001. Sheridan getting the better of Humber in provincials, but Humber coming up on top in the nationals that year.
Boy, this Sheridan team came to play tonight. The pressure the Hawks are feeling, I mean, just getting it inbounds here in the first few minutes of this game, it's been an uphill battle.
Yeah, and for Sheridan, nowhere to move really up in the standings, but they can still move down, so they're going to want to kind of hang on to that number 3 seed and kind of keep a more advantageous position here. The crossovers coming up.
Well, of course, yeah, there's the incentive in terms of your playoff position, but this rivalry matchup, I think there's enough enthusiasm and desire to win as is, whether this is the first game of the season or, as we have in front of us here, the final game of the regular season. Shot from Sheridan off the mark, but it will remain. Check that. Humber will actually get possession here.
Yeah, some great hustle there by Jordan Grant from Sheridan, but just knocked that one out of bounds.
Dwayne Lambert-Cador finds Raheem Dennis.
These Bruins are buzzing here today. All over the Hawks here on defense.
Yeah, nothing easy coming. Good pass inside. Chambers is denied by the rim, but he is fouled. And 2 shots coming up for number 24 in goal.
We're not too used to seeing Raheem Dennis and Rashawn Chambers on this court at the same time. Last year during their championship run, they were kind of subbed off one on for another in that power forward position, but you know, that length is so hard to pass up on.
Second free throw coming up now. Hawks still trying to get on the board here. 8-0. 2 minutes and change into the game, missing both of the free throws. Hawks remain scoreless, and Andrew, you get a sense the Hawks are going to have to take the points that are given to them as far as the makeup has been so far here.
Yeah, it's still early in this ball game, but you really get the feeling that Humber's going to have to really grind for this one if they want to come up with the W.
Almost a huge play there as Gudu looked for the slam, but Sheridan ultimately does come away with the bucket. And Kyle Brown-Fazekas was pushed out of bounds, according to the official. Andrew, let's take a second look as we had the putback attempt, and that was something the crowd got pretty hyped up for.
Yeah, but then Jaden Dorman getting right in there, getting that putback in to go, putting Sheridan up 10. Everything coming up Sheridan early on here. Humber really not having to work.
DLC thinks about the three-pointer, steps in, off the mark, and Humber fouls. So still waiting for that first bucket. And sometimes it's just a matter of the psychological thing, you know, just breaking the seal. But, I mean, give credit to Sheridan. We certainly teased their offensive prowess and the scoring. They're averaging a pretty incredible 90-something points per game. Now, 94 points, that is, to be specific. But the defensive effort from the Bruins has really been the main factor so far, it looks like.
Yeah, that offense has really carried them all way, and they've been coming into this one hot. Won 3 of their last 4. Their only loss in that stretch, a 104-101 loss in overtime against the Mohawk Mountaineers.
First bucket of the game for Humber, J.R. Harewood. Nice looking ball from downtown. 10-3 is our score. Now, these teams met in the opening game of the season for Humber. Now, this was at Sheridan. It was a travel. Give the call back, get the ball back to the Hawks.
We'll get a look at that last three-pointer.
You know, Andrew, the last time these two teams met, it was Sheridan who came away with the victory. Sheridan was on home court. This was back on October 25th, 90-85. So it was a close one. We'll see if Humber can shape up here as they're in a bit of a hole early on.
Lots of runway still left to go here for the Hawks.
Chambers on the inside, off the glass. He is denied.
Humber just taking a lot of tough shots here early on. Like Chambers, looked like kind of a good attempt from at first, but then, you know, he's up against 2 men there. Not an easy attempt from underneath the rim.
Andrew, we saw Humber's opening bucket of the game. Let's run it back. Harewood, 3-ball. It's a good-looking shot, and we'll see if Humber can continue to dial that up here tonight. You know, three-point shooting hasn't exactly been Humber's big emphasis. They're 13th in the province with three-pointers made per game. Now let's contrast that to the Sheridan Bruins. Their three-point shooting is 2nd in the province, so deadly from downtown, although not on the mark that time. We'll see how the three-point play from Sheridan plays a role. His ball stolen up the baseline, sideline rather, and one play, and the early game momentum for the Sheridan Bruins continues.
Get a chance here to go up 10. Great job there by Jordan Grant, not quitting on that play. We'll get another look at that. Coming there with a burst of speed down the sideline. Harewood, no match for him there.
So Romeo Osas Joshua has just checked into the game for Humber. A very good three-point shooter in his own right for the Hawks. And J.R. Harewood steps out momentarily.
Yeah, Osas Joshua has seen his role grow with the team this year. Was kind of a down-the-bench guy for that championship team last season, kind of that 7th or 8th man. Now he's been a key contributor here for the Hawks this season. We'll see if he can be a spark plug for them here tonight.
Shooting 40% three-pointers is Romeo Osas Joshua. Another empty-handed possession for the Hawks. Outside shot for the Bruins. No good, and it'll fall out of bounds. Humber ball. So almost halfway through this first quarter, and the Hawks trailing by double digits. Just a 10-point margin. Now, kind of get the sense maybe Humber's settling in a bit here.
Yeah, you just want to get this thing tightened up a little bit more before you get to the second quarter. You don't want to go into quarter number 2 down by 10.
You know, the last time these two teams met, Andrew, back in October, after one quarter of play, the score was 28-15 in favor of Humber. So slightly different complexion here. We'll see if the Hawks can turn the tables as another bucket from the Bruins.
Yeah, Sheridan improved last time out. It's not just down to one quarter. It's about a full 40 minutes. It's a marathon, not a sprint, as they say. 8-second violation there on the Hawks.
And Humber has been in danger of a few of those calls tonight and finally getting caught with taking too much time to advance it over half. And coming into the game now for Humber, Nathan Waite. And momentarily we'll see Rashawn Chambers step out. Bruins setting up on offense. Pull-up shot inside just from the elbow area is good. Hawks feeling the pressure. Can they get it over half? Yes, they can. Romeo blows by his man. Pull-up shot, a bit too strong. Rebounded by Alexis Ificheye. And we'll have a whistle blown here. And some of the Bruins wanted a foul, but the referee says Jamani Barrett's defense was clean.
I'd have to agree.
Feet planted.
Yep, exactly.
In bounds, and a quick travel will hand the ball back to Humber. So just one bucket for the Hawks. 17-3. Now here's Romeo. And DLC, what? I thought maybe that DLC had established himself on the right side of half there, but we're getting the over and back call nonetheless.
Yeah, a bit of a iffy call there, shall we say. Looked to me as if he just had gotten over. Nothing working Humber so far.
Another shot from the downtown area for the Bruins. Rebounded by Sheridan and stolen away by Humber. DLC almost had a break to the net, but it is interrupted. A good play by Jordan Grant to slow the rush down from Humber. But how about the pressure we've been seeing from the Bruins, Andrew? It has been nonstop, relentless from Sheridan, really putting Humber on their heels here.
Yeah, no kidding, Matt. They're really getting out there, just getting in numbers. A lot of double teams. There's a double team right there, making nothing easy for these Humber Hawks. Always under pressure.
Dwayne Lambert-Cador and the lone honoree on seniors night with a 3-ball.
Even there, like he had a little bit of space there. He had to make that shot quick before the defense closed in on him.
Hawks have to tighten up on defense now. Good play there, snatching the rebounds, Nathan Waite. And Dwayne Lambert-Cador leads the charge now. Over to Romeo, who is fouled. 17-6, so Humber's 2 buckets, 3-pointers. And we'll have another look at DLC's 3-ball in just a moment. Here it is, our HSN replay. As there's a little sped up version of the celebration, Andrew. Jamani Barrett inside. That pass is too high, and it's turned over. And a nice move there. Lots of razzle-dazzle, but no finish on that attempt from Kassam. And stolen away now.
Big break there for the Hawks.
Wide open shot. Nathan Waite puts it up. That 3 is good, and that gets the Hawks nest fired up.
Just in time, that 3-pointer. They really needed that one. And now this lead's a little bit more manageable here for the Humber Hawks, or this deficit, I should say.
You know, compared to years past, Humber has not been a huge 3-point shooting team. That has not been really the bread and butter. But tonight, I mean, it's the only bread and butter. 3 scores, 3 balls from downtown. Now let's take another look at that corner shot from Nathan Waite.
Gets it in. Had plenty of time and space there. You knew he wasn't going to screw that one up.
And now it's 2 shots for Sheridan, who can maybe reestablish a double-digit lead here. Up by 9, a chance to make it 10.
And for Humber, it's just so important that these last 2:46, you just finish up strong, play tight defense, don't give them anything easy. And they've really found out you got to work for those shots on offense, really work to get those guys open. As we get a couple substitutions in here. Cameron David checking in, as is Abiodun David.
So 2 good free throws there from Alexis Ificheye. Now Sheridan back up by 10. Humber advances it over half. DLC's getting swarmed. And stepping out of bounds, Nathan Waite, so turned over to Sheridan.
So loud in here, I barely heard that whistle.
I think I just heard somebody burp behind me.
Lots of noises here, not always the right ones reaching us.
The sights and sounds of the really a packed gym. I mean, there is not a seat to be had. It is incredible stuff here. Everybody showing up to this rivalry matchup, the battle of GTA heavyweights. And Humber is going to tip it out of bounds. So it's still Sheridan ball with 14 seconds, a fresh look on the shot clock. 2 minutes and change left in the first quarter, which has been very favorable for the Sheridan Bruins. And head coach Jim Flack, 3-ball from the corner is good. Jordan Grant. Now finding Barrett. Is he going to step inside? Yes, he does. And he's fouled for the and-one play. Jamani Barrett putting the Hawks on the board.
Absolutely massive play there by Barrett. Essentially undoing that last 3-point shot there if he makes this free throw. Chance to put this one back within 10.
I like how the basketball gods, if Barrett makes this free throw, coming up right now, and he does not. Well, up until then, Humber's only points coming in 3-point chunks. Not able to convert on the and-one opportunity, which I think was partly a kibosh on my part. I think I jinxed it.
You're the combo breaker, Matt.
The inside there, Alexis with a bucket, the second-year player by way of Nigeria. With a good look. Humber's going to have to get it over. It's been a bit of a struggle so far in this first quarter. Waite outside, 3-ball is good, and the 3-point prowess for Humber continues.
Great vision there by Lambo to find an open teammate after he was basically triple teamed there by the timeline.
Now Sheridan looking to respond. In the corner for Siad, off the mark. Barrett with the rebound. Cameron David moving up the court for Humber. Inside.
Wow, bad giveaway there.
So that lead for Sheridan is at a familiar 10-point area right now. Good feed inside and a nice bucket from Sheridan's leading scorer, Mohamed Kassim. Kassim averaging 23.5 points per game this season, and that leads Sheridan by a long shot. So certainly that player, number 12 in blue, has been the guy for Sheridan so far this season. Now for Humber, who's been that guy? Well, it's been pretty well distributed. A couple players averaging double digits. Dwayne Lambert-Cador leading the way with 14 points per game. Romeo Osas Joshua, number 4 for the Hawks, has 12 points per game average. He's also been a big 3-point threat.
Yeah, like you said, Matt, it's kind of a one for all for one mentality with this team. Very even ball distribution in terms of who the ball goes through, but only a few guys in double digits, but a lot of guys close though with a lot of 8s and 9s. The points per game column.
Yeah, really well spread out by the Humber offense as DLC capitalizes on some free throws. He's got 5 points now, 2 free throws in that 3-ball from earlier on.
Need to stop here.
Turned over. One. There it is. 30 seconds left. DLC with the fast charge, and cleaning up the missed shot is David. Abiodun David in his first year with Humber. Big play there in the rivalry matchup.
And only his 4th game with the Humber Hawks.
David, a big presence for Humber, standing 6'8". Tied for the tallest member of the team alongside Jamani Barrett. 3 seconds left for Humber. DLC pull-up shot. He's fouled, and Humber shooting 2 to finish off the first quarter.
And that's just a bad foul there by Sheridan. It was a rush shot there by DLC. You knew he was just throwing up a prayer. You gotta be better than that. You gotta know not to foul a jump shooter.
Yeah, tough look there. You know, Jim Flack probably less than enthusiastic about that result. Last possession of the quarter. Got Howie Hawk in front of us getting the fans riled up.
As he does.
I think more the quiet-ish is probably the more appropriate. As DLC misses the first free throw. So after this free throw attempt, Andrew, there's 0.9 seconds on the clock, so probably just going to see us wrap up depending on the result of this free throw. And it was off to the side, so 2 missed free throws, and Humber will finish the quarter down by 8 as the rivalry matchup certainly tilted in the favor of the Bruins in the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's a bit of a bad break there at the end for Dwayne Lambricador, but I mean, Sheridan really having their way with Humber, especially early on in that one. But as that quarter went on, Humber started to find their footing, and like I said before, if they want to stay in, they can't be down by double digits. They're within 8, so it looks to me like we got a ball game on our hands.
And again, it was such an interesting statistical matchup. I mean, forget all the history and the energy. I mean, look at that crowd. People come here for the big game. We have all kinds of fans that come out, but really it's, Andrew, it's a close game right now. You got to think the Hawks are maybe a bit discouraged, especially with the pressure that they were facing. But, I mean, that was just one quarter of play. Can always turn the tables. And, you know, Omar Miles, head coach for Humber, is making some adjustments in the huddle right now.
Yeah, absolutely. He's got the personnel where, you know, they know they can move the ball. We know that defense is their bread and butter, so they got to hold that fort down defensively. But on offense, I think they got to find other ways to kind of get creative, get around these double and triple teams to find those open shooters. I think it could really take advantage of some holes in that Sheridan defense, as it were.
So just about 45 seconds left in this intermission. Andrew, let's run back a replay from that first quarter. A couple of big plays we could highlight. We know there's some big three-point shots for the Hawks, but here's that final drive, or this is actually earlier in the quarter, as David cleaned up the missed shot. And then, of course, finishing the quarter was DLC. Great camera shot here of Coach Miles talking to the fellas.
A few seconds left, and Omar's going to want to milk every second of this clock. Just make sure that everyone's on the same page. The game plan is reinforced. And let's get this game back underway. Second quarter on tap.
So a couple players tied for a game-high 6 points. Nathan Waite, 2 3-pointers. He's got 6. And a couple Sheridan Bruins at the 6 mark as well. Jordan Grant alongside Christo Ugudo. No, pardon me, it's Mohamed Kasim who has 6 points for the Bruins. No surprise there, their leading scorer this season.
4th leading scorer in the conference, and a giveaway to get us started.
Starting off the quarter, yeah.
Yeah, not the way Humber wanted to get the second quarter started.
And leads to a 3 as we get a little jostling going on there. Some physical play. Rivalry matchup, the intensity not lost on these players. Not a bad looking shot from Kyle Brown-Fazekas, but it does pop out.
Yeah, just a little long.
So Humber with a chance to answer with their own 3-pointer. There's a big block. How's that for an answer? Excellent by Taj Motiki-Stevens. And Cameron David, after an early quarter turnover, are able to get on the board his first points of the game.
Humber within 9.
Big shot there. And a long ball from downtown is loose. Hawks are going to be charged with being a bit too physical going for that rebound. Okay, let's take a look at that big block. And the subsequent bucket on our Hawks Sports Network replay. Maybe we'll touch on that later. Let's get back to the live action. Hawks trail by 9 right now. Sheridan with possession on the baseline. Good feed inside. And another bucket for Alexis Ificheye, who's got 6 points here tonight, joining that 6-point club we were talking about moments ago. Romeo Osas Joshua pulls up with the 3, just off the mark, and then Kyle Brown-Fazekas fouled.
Yeah, the Sheridan defense, we knew they were going to come with the pressure, and the great job closing on Osas Joshua there. Had to make a dribble to kind of get to his spot. Wasn't quite ready, so a difficult shot for him.
So Kyle Brown-Fazekas, who has yet to get on the board here tonight. With a chance. And free throw shooting continues to be a struggle here As Kyle Brown Physique is shooting about 48% of his free throws this season, but tonight it's been just not a whole lot of free throws going in for the Hawks in general.
Yeah, tough break for the Hawks here tonight when it comes to free throws. You got to make those, especially in a game where you're down like this. Every point counts.
Can the Hawks turn the tide here? That time, Humber's defense is charged with being a little too physical. It's Rashawn Chambers with his first personal foul. So Sheridan with the ball here.
Already 2 fouls for Humber in the first minute and a half. They got to cool it or else Sheridan's going to be the bonus here in no time.
Motiki Stevens playing defense, but his man able to get up. And Christo Ugudu with the bucket. Romeo over to Cameron David, who establishes himself on the other side of half. Good ball movement from Humber, but really stuck to the perimeter. Nothing easy coming inside. Romeo makes a charge. A couple of Humber Hawks were looking for the putback, almost getting in each other's way were Taj Motiki Stevens and Rashawn Chambers.
Yeah, Rashawn was going right for that putback slam. Couldn't quite get it done.
No, I want to put it back. 12-point differential right now. Cameron David inbounding. And we will have of course, this is the last game of the regular season, and for these teams looking ahead to the OCAA championship, of course, in St. Clair College in Windsor this year. Both of these teams looking to make a splash. And historically, it's really been these two teams who have been right up there, number 1 and 2 in OCAA medal history for men's basketball, Humber and Sheridan. Humber has the edge in total medals won, 35-24, but Humber also with the edge in provincial gold medals. Humber's won 15 OCAA golds, Sheridan has won 13. Romeo's 3-ball, not gonna fall.
The 9 national titles between these two combined. Humber with 7, Sheridan with 2.
Just two very storied basketball programs, and yeah, they start to look, the real measure of success at a certain point becomes that how are we faring on the national level, which has been pretty good historically. Humber, of course, capturing the national championship on home court last season.
Against the host of the OCAAs this year, St. Clair, who's the program on the way up. Very impressed with them last year.
So Humber, in terms of provincial rankings, found themselves out of the top 10. Sheridan ranked number 4 in the province. As a 3-ball not going to fall. Hawks trying to maintain possession, but a good rebound. And, Humber's rebounding number 1 in the province, but number 2 is Sheridan. So we have 2 strong rebounding teams, and that's going to be a fascinating storyline to see how that plays out. No surprise here, Andrew. After 1 quarter, Sheridan with the rebounding advantage, 15 to Humber's 10. And that certainly can contribute to a nice healthy lead like Sheridan had heading into that first intermission.
6 offensive boards from Sheridan as well. So all over both ends of the glass. It's been very impressive to see here.
Humber in that first quarter shot 80% from the 3-point line, which is a big part of the points they were able to find in a very uphill battle.
Well, that's not going to be sustainable. You got to find other ways to get inside, and just like they've done there. You got to turn up the heat.
Sheridan looking to continue to grow that lead as that ripples out of bounds. The pass out of reach for Muhammad Kasim. And let's see that last bucket one more time as Romeo charged down the court and got the finish. So we head into a timeout now. The score 35-23. And Romeo Osas Joshua finding his first bucket of the game.
Yeah, a nice little flip from Lambo to kind of get the assist on that one, get Osas Joshua a little bucket there, and Humber still trailing in this one, still trying to find ways to get back into this ball game. Certainly find themselves in a hole here.
Look at that packed gym at the Humber College North Campus gym. And there is the Sheridan bench. Head coach Jim Flack, he's out of camera shot right now, but he is giving an animated speech to his team. And that's how we'll break the huddle. Howie Hawk having a word with women's softball player Jessica McPherson. Hey, where's the after party at? Is what I imagine they're talking about.
Howie's always at the after party.
Dancing on tables.
Howie's wild, let me tell you.
And Humber with the ball here out of the timeout. And turned right over by Romeo. So Sheridan coming out of the timeout. And outside, Mohammed Kassim. Unable to make it. Dwayne Lambert-Cador wears number 23 for Humber. It's good quarterbacking, passing for the Hawks as Romeo sails in for a nice bucket off the glass.
Romeo Joshua has been good coming off the bench here today. Speed, his athleticism, his handles. It's worked in Humber's favor here so far. Still down by 10 though.
Yeah, 10-point differential. Pull-up shot from Dallas Francis. Won't fall, but Kassim looking for the rebound and not going to convert. So held off the score sheet on that trip down the court. DLC pulls up from the elbow, just out. Rebounded by David. Outside to Nathan Waite. Another three ball from the Humber Hawks.
Big basket. We've seen him with a big three-pointer already today. All right, a couple I should say. That's his third three-pointer. That's what you like to see.
Yeah, so for Waite coming off the bench, making a big impact. 3 for 3 from downtown.
And now finally feels like momentum has shifted onto Humber's side.
One little semblance of a good streak of play, and there's a putback from Jamani Barrett, and Andrew, it's snowballing right now for the Humber Hawks.
Surprised Sheridan isn't taking a timeout right now.
See if they can maybe play their way out of this one. 5 points is the differential, and a sloppy pass, and things are really shifting here as Humber will take possession. Boy, huge opportunity. You know, Andrew, you got to capitalize when you have the momentum, and we'll see if the Hawks can continue to throw a log on that fire, or can the Bruins cool things off? Cameron David will take it up the court for Humber. Inside to Barrett. Barrett squares up to the net. Inside and throws it wildly, gets his own rebound. And over to the baseline. Hawks a little bit scrambly here. It's DLC after a possession that looked like it would be anything but a bucket. Humber converts. So that 3-point game back to a 5-point game after another make from the Bruins.
Great job there by Lambo to weave his way through traffic.
Nathan Waite, another three ball. Waite might be the difference maker here. He has been unbelievably hot from three-point land.
What a quarter it's been so far, not even done yet. Just 6 minutes through. Sheridan dominating this one early on, but Humber flying back. DLC fouled on that one. He loves it.
2 shots coming up from DLC.
He is fired up. I haven't seen him this fired up since Nationals last March.
Dwayne Lambert-Cador is our lone senior being honored here tonight. A 2022 national champion.
And a national champion all-star.
Won the Humber Leadership Award in 2022. Certainly the leader of this team, and a lot of accolades. He mentioned he played 39 games for Lambton Lions from 2017 to 2019, but with Humber, actually his greatest game as a Hawk, 33 points scored against Lambton. So maybe kind of had some inside secrets for cracking the code, but he does well there as Humber now tied up. What a second quarter. You said it, Andrew. And big defense there is David. Abiodun David, huge play, and just keeps going right for the Humber Hawks here.
And this game really living up to the hype.
Yeah, a little bit of a flat start for Humber as that pass too high for Cameron David. But you kind of, you know, anytime you have a gym that's this packed, I mean, just look at that shot right now. Bodies everywhere you see. You know that the momentum and that home court advantage is something you want to harness, but you need some big plays, and Humber's finally starting to find some of those.
It took them a while, but around midway through this second quarter is when things really to turn around here for Humber. It's going to be a turnover here. Ball will go to the Hawks, but really that three-pointer Nathan Waite really turned this one around. Really got that momentum shifting.
Cameron David has been doing a lot of the point guard, carrying the ball duties, but Nathan Waite, number 11, has been lights out with his three-pointers. We'll see if they look to continue to feed him. David inside to Barrett, who's going to get an unfriendly bounce, but a rebound by Abiodun David. You know, we've talked a lot about Nathan Waite. David has been making a huge impact on both ends.
Absolutely, and he gives Humber's first lead of the ball game 17 minutes into this one.
This game really settling in now. We're tied back up off that jump shot from Mohamed Kassim. David hands it off to Barrett. It's just rolling around the ground there. Bruins ball. Here we go. 39s is our score. 2.5 minutes to go in half number one. Kassim with the pull-up shot, and you got to look out. That's one of those players for the Bruins who's now at 10 points here tonight. And he's been their leading scorer. You don't want to see number 12 in blue get fired up if you're a Hawks fan.
No, absolutely not. We've seen what he can do when he gets hot.
David with a chance to continue his good first half, but he misses on the inside.
Yeah, high degree of difficulty shot there in the turnaround. So you got to put that one in.
Shot from way downtown. Good play by Nathan Waite to keep it in bounds. So under 2 minutes here, Hawks trailing by 2, but what a change in complexion we've seen after Sheridan was in command in a big way. As David feeds it down. Abiodun David with a similar spin move. This time he makes no mistake.
He wasn't going to make the same mistake twice there. Gotta love it by David.
All tied back up here. Jamani Barrett looking for a teammate. Help out on D is foul called against the Sheridan Bruins. That time, Mahad Siad, a little too strong, a little too rambunctious, exuberant, if you will. And that's the team foul number 5, so Humber in bonus territory now. Let's take a quick look at that last bucket, Andrew, as we find ourselves tied at 41 apiece.
A great job by David.
Oh,
great. Kind of, LeMay looked like he was going through. You don't know who's going to pass it there to, but went to David down low, wasn't going to make the same mistake he made before twice, as we said before.
Excellent work there. So right now with a game high 12 points is Nathan Waite, but it's Dwayne Lambert-Cador who's got 9. Make that 10.
He had a slow start to this one, but man, has he come alive here in the second quarter, helping to lead the charge here to get his Humber Hawks back into this ball game. And they're up again.
Off the mark.
David, Johnny on the spot there.
And how about that? Miss the free throw, make the jump shot. A little silver lining there after what's been a little up and down trip to the free throw line for Dwayne Lambert-Cador tonight. But a good result that time. Floater sent in by Jordan Grant, but cleaned up by Mohamed Kassim. Another foul there. The bonus free throws coming up for Humber once again. Dallas Francis charged with the foul.
Jim Flack can't be happy about that one. Just handing Humber opportunities to get points to the line. Another look at the shot there by Dwayne Lambert-Cador to get Humber back on top.
Andrew, we've talked a
Or
lot
extend
about
their lead, rather.
Yeah, that's right. As our score 44-43 for the Hawks. But Andrew, it was such a good start for Sheridan, but you know, fouls have been a bit of an issue. You saw that dying seconds of the first quarter, fouled, and Humber able to get 2 free throws. And fouls have played a role here in Humber's ability to get back in. A couple bonus shots late in the quarter.
Yeah, we've seen when Sheridan's done well today, it's, you know, they're getting that pressure on, making things tough for Humber, but the pressure, I guess, has been their downfall as well. So live by the sword, died by the sword here for this Bruins team here tonight.
A great point. Less than a minute left here in the first half. Nice pull-up shot from Alexis Ifichie. Can Humber answer now? Barrett finds a wide open David, pulls up, 3 off the mark, rebounded by Jamani Barrett.
Great job following that loose ball.
With 7 seconds on the shot clock, fed back to Barrett down low. He's charging in, throws it up wildly.
Gotta get it up.
Able to finish the play, and it looks like Alexis for the Bruins caught something up high. He's holding his face, but I'll tell you what, Barrett stuck with the play and finished it off to give the Hawks a 3-point lead.
I think that 5-point lead. Or no, it's 48-45 the score. You were right, Matt, forgive me.
It's all good, partner, it's all love. You got the rivalry matchup, everybody's here, we're having a good time.
Humber's got to hold it down here.
3 seconds left. Not going to convert. Humber launch one up here. Not enough time. And that will do it after the first half. Who would have thought the Hawks would be able to climb out of that deficit? So much heart shown by the home team here on the rivalry matchup. And now it's a 3-point lead for Humber as we head into halftime. We'll be back right after. Before we head to break, run that last shot back. This is what's got the Hawks feeling pretty good. Jamani Barrett sticking with the play.
Yeah, everything on that play is just breaking down, but Humber just managing to scrap through it, and really that's been the story of this second quarter. Humber finding ways to scrap back, find a way back in this ball game, making things difficult for Sheridan, just like that for the Humber Hawks.
We'll be back for half number 2 of this very exciting basketball game in the OCAA after this. we're back. What a first half we just saw in the rivalry matchup, and now it's time for the conclusion of this incredible matchup. Andrew Milani is my broadcast partner. My name is Matt Hamill, and before we get into the second half action, let's recap, Andrew, what we saw in the first. A very hot start for the Sheridan Bruins, but Humber roaring back and somehow wrestling away that lead.
Yeah, there's a play there, or some of the plays there are highlights of that first half, but like you said, Sheridan really on that front foot to get that game started. A lot of pressure, but then it kind of worked against them as that game went on. A lot of fouls. Humber just stuck with the game plan, a lot of resilience, and eventually things start to go their way. And one of the big factors there, Nathan Waite making some big three-pointers that will carry Humber through. It's a three-point lead now for Humber. I didn't think I'd be saying that through a lot of that first quarter and even early on that second, but here we are. This game really living up to the hype. 20 minutes left to go. Anyone's game. Let's get it.
Let's get it. Well put, partner. And everybody's filing back into the gym. Humber breaking their huddle. And I think a lot of folks in halftime buzzing about just how this game is going to wrap up. And Andrew, we saw Sheridan put on an unbelievable amount of pressure early in the game. It worked so well for them, but Humber eventually kind of finding ways to beat the pressure, and Sheridan getting into a bit of foul trouble as well. And that really allowed Humber to find their footing as they now lead by 3. Jamani Barrett, number 13 for the Hawks, who was able to lock down 6 points for Humber in that first half, and Sheridan will start with the ball. 14 points was the game high. Dwayne Lambert-Cador with that 14, the lone senior for Humber being honored tonight. And how about that? 3-ball right away to even things up, courtesy of Mahad Siad.
Sheridan going right back to pressuring Humber on offense.
Jamani Barrett over to DLC, who's stepping out of bounds, and will hand the ball back to the Bruins. Leading the way for the Bruins in that first half was number 12, as usual, Mohamed Kassim. No, pardon me, it was Kassim with the 12, and right behind him was Christo Ugudo with 8. Also with 8, Alexis Ificheya. But for Humber, it was Dwayne Lambert-Cador and Nathan Waite, number 23, number 11. Nathan Waite not on the court to start this half. Cameron David's 3-ball is good. And David getting on the board once again. He's now got 5 points tonight.
David, another key contributor to this Humber Hawks comeback here. Big ball handler. Very good on defense as well as athleticism has been showing through here this evening.
Yeah, there's his active hands on defense, and Humber able to stop the Bruins, but the ball's loose, and we'll get a jump ball.
It's going to go to Sheridan. Oh, excuse me. It's going to go to Sheridan.
Hawks.
Hawks. Oh, my God. Got my tongue tied, excuse me.
You're all hopped up on popcorn. What did you in that halftime period now?
Popcorn.
I can't find the popcorn machine, but I am seeing some people with popcorn, Andrew, so I'm just trying to crack the case there.
We'll get another look. The last three-pointer by David. You got to know the right people to get access to that popcorn machine.
Secret, got to know the password,
yeah,
which is always swordfish. Now, Cameron David, number 12 for Humber, that big three-pointer we just saw. Another David, Abiodun David for Humber. Number 21 has also made a great contribution off the bench. We'll see if number 21 makes an appearance soon here. And Dwayne Lambert-Cador with a nice lane, and he's going to find the bucket off the glass.
The DLC went soaring up to get that layup.
The other way now. There's a good response from Christo Ugudu. Cameron David breaking the pressure. DLC down to Jamani Barrett with the slam as Humber's lead now continues to grow.
We've been waiting a while for that one. Finally, our first slam dunk of the evening.
See all kinds of fans still filing in. Siad with the foul. Sheridan's first team foul of the quarter. So we're all mopped up there after Quick break, and it's time to get back to action. David over to Romeo Osas Joshua. Humber taking a little too long here over the half-court line, I should say. Stolen right away, so I think the pressure for Sheridan really having a role. And Rashawn Chambers playing some tough defense, and Sheridan will be called with the travel.
He's got those feet planted, hands up high in the air. Gave Kasim nowhere to go on that one, and we'll get another look at that slam by Jamani Barrett.
Barrett, big time slam, and Humber back on offense now. Chambers kicks it out to Romeo Osas Joshua.
Barrett right there for that rebound, though.
Barrett, a couple of big plays here in the third quarter, but stolen away off the pass from DLC. Going for the reverse dunk. Andrew, that would have brought the house down. That was a high risk, high reward, and coming up empty-handed on that fast break.
No need for that kind of, I don't know, what do you want to even call it there, showmanship or
Cadillacing?
Yeah, it's a tight game. You're down. You need every point you can get. Just go for the safe, two-hand slam.
I think Sheridan head coach Jim Flack agrees. It might have a substitution coming in shortly, as a 3-ball will put Sheridan back within 2 here. A couple of players waiting to check in from both teams here on the next whistle. Cameron David finds Chambers. Romeo wide open 3. Romeo another 3-ball miss. He's going to get his rebound. And finally, Rashawn Chambers able to put it away.
Sticking with it, getting all over that offensive glass. We talked about how Chambers and Raheem Dennis were going to make a big difference on the glass with their length. Showing it off there.
Barrett off balance. Humber will get the ball off of this whistle. Now, coming into the game for the Bruins is Alexis Ificheye. And we now have Kyle Brown-Fazekas in for Humber and Abiodun David, number 21. So keep an eye on the big fella for the Hawks who's made an impact here in that first half. David trotting across the court. Wide open 3-ball for number 3, Kyle Brown-Fazekas. Kyle Brown-Fazekas now on defense. As his man cuts to the net, and a turnover there. So Humber benefiting from a bit of offensive miscues from Sheridan.
Once again, Humber's got to capitalize on this momentum. We saw before that big run got them right back in this ball game. Let's see if they can get another momentum swing here that carries them to a big lead.
Chambers kicks it out to DLC with a 3-ball and another shot from downtown for Humber, and the 3-point game on point for the Hawks tonight.
Lambo already at 19 points on the game.
In his final regular season home game, he's the lone senior being honored here tonight for the Hawks.
Could be his last home game period.
And a quick bucket there. Nice response, courtesy of Mohamed Kasim. Cameron David finds Abiodun David. At the top now, 9 seconds on the shot clock. DLC charges.
Wow.
Rashawn Chambers able to put it back. Humber now up by 7. Make that 5 is a good response there, Alexis Ificheye. So things kind of slowing down a bit here.
Obviously, Humber not going into the postseason with the best seeding. It's going to be the first time in their history where they've had to go on the road for that crossover matchup. But boy, oh boy, these rebounds can really steal them a win or two come postseason.
So there you got a good look at Dwayne Lambert-Cador as Abiodun David is denied. And that ball is going to go to Sheridan. That was a toss-up. Close call there.
Yeah, went off the hands of Nathan Waite last.
Yeah, Nathan Waite back in the game. So do we see number 11 for Humber heat back up from downtown? Waite 4 for 5 on his three-pointers tonight. David with a good steal. Abiodun David, that is.
Just got that hand in there.
Active hands, great defense there. And Dwayne Lambert-Cador moving in. Another three ball from Nathan Waite. It was a good looking shot, Andrew. Just off the mark.
Almost, almost.
Inside, off the glass, and Sheridan's offense really finding their momentum, their swagger once again. Up by 3.
Still a one-possession ball game.
Can Humber's offense find a spark here? Kyle Brown-Fazekas looking for a teammate. Good defense by Sheridan, really keeping Humber isolated on the outside right now. Just 3 seconds on the shot clock. And an offensive foul, the charge, and we have a Sheridan players down low holding an ankle. That's Alexis Ficheye. He's back on his feet, but appears to be in some distress. You see there, he's hunched over. Right on the baseline.
Appears he's going to stay in this ball game.
Glad to see Alexis appears to be okay.
Sometimes you just got to walk it off.
So Cameron David will check out of the game. Now on the floor for the Humber Hawks, J.R. Harewood, Nathan Waite, Raheem Dennis, Abiodun David, and the leader, Dwayne Lambert-Cador. So a bit of a fresh look for the Hawks. Let's see if that can help them reestablish the lead. They're down by 3 right now on home court. Turned over. DLC leading the way. Off the glass in beautiful transition bucket from the one they call Lambo.
And even if that one missed, Harewood would have been all over that rebound.
Love to see that as Abiodun David hits the deck. Raheem Dennis. Raheem the Dream is what the crowd says, and that was a beautiful three-pointer. That's what dreams are made of right there.
Looked like Lambo's going to take that 3 there, but that one extra pass there, great vision.
Open looks on the perimeter for Sheridan. Pass inside, stolen away. Humber's defense really tightening up here as Dwayne Lambert-Cador, another bucket in the quick transition. Hawks defense really been stepping up here. They've been able to take that 4-point lead off of some big defensive plays. And how about that to answer? 3 ball from number 3, Jordan Grant, in his 3rd year with the program. Just a couple threes.
Big three-pointer there, but Hawks net still loud as ever here. 1-point lead, 1 minute left to go in the 3rd.
Jordan Grant now with 9 points for Sheridan tonight. 3-pointer from Dwayne Lambert-Cador. Was there any doubt? DLC on senior night, 23 points for number 23.
Incredible performance he's putting on here today. We saw Kiowat doing the women's game. Now Lambo doing it in the men's game here. I think that 26 for Lambo.
So dying seconds now, last maybe 1 or 2 possessions in the 3rd quarter. About 30 seconds left. DLC hot off that big 3-pointer, kicks it out. J.R. Harewood just a bit short.
Sheridan can hang on for final shot here.
Yeah, shot clock turned off.
Instead, they go for a hurry-up play. It's going to be on Harewood.
Let's run back the 3 from number 23. DLC on seniors night. How about that?
A long 3 there. Was about a foot or 2 behind that 3-point line as well. great accurate shooter.
And Raheem Dennis is going to be charged with the foul.
So Dennis and Harewood both racking up their third personals of the night here. So it's going to put them in a bit of a disadvantageous situation going into the fourth.
First free throw from Jaden Dorman. He's got 9 points on the night. A chance to get into that double-digit threshold. There it is. And yes, can tie the game with another free throw. The last few seconds of the third quarter. So Humber, time to cook something up here. Not a ton of time. 11.5 seconds officially on the in-gym clock. Ball with Dwayne Lambert-Cador. Looking for a play to end off the third quarter. There it is. 26 points for Dwayne Lambert-Cador after 3 quarters.
Unbelievable performance here by Lambo. His final ever game here at the Hawks Nest. The man is putting on a show. 28 points through 3 quarters. Who saw that coming?
Yeah,
we're gonna another look at that. Why not?
Just, you know, that's 2 points. It gives Humber the lead back to go into the fourth, but just the energy, the crowd response, the emotional impact of this bucket from DLC, huge. And something he's no stranger to doing for Humber in his time with the program.
Like the nerve of this man to go in there, go in for a long 2 to end off the quarter. Insane, insane. Love this. Jessica McPherson's loving it too.
Gets a lot of camera time. Obviously, when she's playing on the softball team, we get her on camera quite a bit. But even as a fan, she commands a lot of on-screen attention.
Look there at the Hawks huddle there, and now the Sheridan Bruins huddle.
Look beside you, partner. You got Jake Gomes, the OCAA serve god, they call him. Volleyball team, men's volleyball for Humber.
A lot of greatness here at the Hawks Nest here tonight. It's all going to come down to these final 10 minutes. Could be 10 minutes plus, you know. Chance of overtime, obviously.
And, I mean, how much can you overstate the 28 points from Dwayne Lambert-Cador? He has been really carrying a load, but we've seen a lot of great contributions from many Humber players. Of course, none more significant on the scoring side of things than DLC.
DLC, obviously, 28 points and no fouls as well, so just doing it cleanly. And being the floor general on here. 6 assists leading his team in that department as well. 3 for 3 from 3, 9 of 13 from the field in 28 minutes. Insane.
Just a heroic effort.
Yeah, and an efficient effort as well. This is what you love to see, considering that team took him so long to kind of get in the swing of things. First 15 minutes or so, this team was playing on their back foot. Did not look good for this Hawks squad, but it's been a resilient effort from this team led by none other than Dwayne Lambert-Cador, the man wearing number 23 in gold tonight.
Well, it's about as good as it gets, partner. Fourth quarter action, the final frame of regulation. Coming up now, this rivalry matchup, no stranger to thrilling overtime finishes. Do we have another one here tonight? Maybe just a thrilling regulation finish. We'll find out. Sheridan starts the fourth with the rock.
Either way, Matt, I think we're pretty lucky to be witnessing what's going to go down as a classic Humber Sheridan game here tonight.
Add that to the stat line for number 23, a steal to shut down Sheridan's first offensive drive of the game. Waite made all kinds of three-pointers. There is another one for number 11.
Excellent start, and Jim Flack wasting no time to get his timeout.
Timeout very early.
Another look at that last three-pointer there by Waite. Plenty of time and space to make that one, and no mistake there as he gets the splash of the netting.
A men's volleyball team for Humber with a very stunning rendition of some sort of timeout chant. But how about that? Sheridan trying to slow things down already as things looking good for Humber coming out in the fourth quarter. The steal on the defensive end, 3-ball from Nathan Waite. And 30 seconds into the fourth quarter, Humber with a 5-point lead.
And obviously Jim Fly kind of feels this game slipping away. You got 3 timeouts to use in these fourth quarters. Might as well use one if you think you need it, but can't help thinking it's a little bit early for that. Before, tried to get his team to play their way out of it. A little bit of a different approach. Don't know if it's that a little bit of the desperation sitting in or what, but either way, you gotta like this if you're a Hawks fan.
Great night to be a basketball fan. Humber ready to go. There's our hero tonight, DLC on seniors night. Let's get it on. Out of the timeout, Sheridan ball. Mahad Siad hands it off. Siad finds the ball back at the 3-point line. Off the mark, rebounded by Waite. Here's Dwayne directing traffic up top for Humber. Passes over to Dennis. Raheem Dennis towards the net and not going to get it to fall. Either way, it was going to be an offensive foul.
It's the deck there, but didn't seem to affect the referee's call there on that offensive charging foul.
A couple of boo birds after that call.
And don't look now, that was his 4th foul of the game. One more and he'll be ejected.
Yeah, keep an eye on that. Let's see how the Bruins respond. They have yet to score here in the third quarter. And a nice effort there from the Bruins, and got to learn a trip to the free throw line.
Waite all over his man there on defense. Just a little much too on him there. Getting a little too handsy with that foul call.
Yeah, we mentioned Dwayne Lambert-Cador, 28 points, 0 fouls, but that's not true for some of his teammates. 4 fouls for J.R. Harewood, 4 fouls for Raheem Dennis, like you just highlighted. So a little bit of trouble there for some of Humber's guys, but certainly lots of depth if they do run into those fouling out situations.
Yeah, certainly it's been a big strength of this Hawks team, really all the time. Depth throughout, you always have that next man up mentality going on.
Chambers.
See what they can do here.
Wow, how about that? Shout out to Dr. J. And we got 8.5 to go here in the fourth quarter. Hawks up by 4. Active defense here. Let's see if Humber can make the stand. This Waite is fouling the play.
Wow.
And one opportunity for Sheridan.
2 quick fouls there by Waite.
And that's tough. I mean, sure, it's only a second, but quick succession. And Waite has been one of those guys that's on tonight. Humber's going to need him to stay in this game.
And a minute 41 into this fourth quarter, already 3 fouls. So you're helping Sheridan out over here. 2 more fouls, and that's going to put them in the bonus. So Humber's got to be real careful on defense. It's going to make things interesting for them.
In the first half, it was Sheridan who kind of ran into some foul trouble, and that really helped turn the tide. So could this bite Hawks when it matters most late in the game? Raheem Dennis looking for a lane inside. He's not going to find one. Over to J.R. Harewood with a pull-up jump shot. J.R. puts his team back up by 3.
That bucket's going to help himself after that foul that he had earlier.
Scramble for it on the court. And jump ball is called. And it's Humber ball. So now we'll see if Humber can keep the good vibes going. After that last possession, we saw that bucket from J.R. Harewood. A little bit of deliberation going on right now. One of the officials at the scorer's table.
Yeah, I think he saying there's an error up there. He was pointing to the scoreboard a number of times.
Well, perhaps maybe there was some confusion a few moments ago about who on Humber was charged with the foul.
Oh, and Harewood's getting a foul taken off. Interesting. So J.R. Harewood sitting at 3 fouls as opposed to 4.
JR with 5 points tonight. One of them coming on the last possession for the Hawks. Dwayne Lambert-Cador with the ball for Humber. Wait back to Cador, now Raheem Dennis. Another pull-up shot from DLC.
Looking for
Short.
30, couldn't find it.
Yeah, knocking on the door of a 30-point night. Nice response there for Sheridan. Now Dwayne Lambert-Cador's career high, 33 points. And certainly within the threshold of breaking that career high tonight.
Yeah, and a 2 and a 3, and he's right there.
Wait, 3 ball's been good all night long. Did you expect anything else on that shot from downtown?
Feed the hot hand, Hamill, that's what I say.
Unreal, 15 points for the young fella wearing number 11 for the Hawks. A first-year player looking like a seasoned pro. Off the mark, nice rebound there under the hoop. And well-earned points for Mohamed Kassim.
24 points for him on the night.
Yeah, look out for number 12 in the baby blue jerseys. Dennis inside, thinks about it, pops it back out. Floater for DLC. Won't go, but rebounded by Humber. Dennis able to hang on to it after some strong defense by Sheridan. Chambers is fouled. 2 shots for the big fella. Great headband look from Sean Chambers.
If Jay in a little bit of foul trouble here, picking up his 3rd. Just over 6 minutes left to play in regulation.
And the free throw struggles continue for Humber.
Just over 50% on the game for them.
Meanwhile, Sheridan is 100%, 5 for 5 with their free throws after 3 quarters of play. Our camera operator almost got tangled up with that loose ball.
Dangerous job.
Now, Andrew, 2-point lead for Humber. The big rivalry matchup, always exciting. And how about that as the Bruins take the lead? 3-ball, courtesy of Jordan Grant.
It's been a real back and forth second half here. Might come down to whoever has the ball last wins.
A high-scoring affair, which is what we knew these teams are capable of.
Big
Chambers,
block.
yeah, big block that time. And Alexis Ificheye is fired up after that defensive play. DLC is going to pick up another foul. Pardon me, that's his first foul.
Took him a while, but he finally got his first foul there.
Team foul number 4. Compare that to just 1 team foul for Sheridan in the 4th quarter. That could play a big role. Sheridan knocking on the door of bonus territory. Humber calls a timeout here with 5 minutes and 29 seconds to go in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, head coach Dwayne Bowles, or Omar Miles rather, giving his team a little bit of a breather here, trying chance here to reset. They've been doing things mostly well here in the second half. Just maybe got to tighten up a few of the small details. Look at that last bucket there by J.R. Harewood. Nice little dribble move to get inside, frees up some space for that short 2-point attempt.
So these teams are looking to continue playing their best basketball as we are right around the corner from the OCAA Championship hosted by St. Clair in Windsor, Ontario. Shout out to Southwestern Ontario. And
Home of our colleague Adam Lucier.
Hey, shout out to Adam Lucier.
I wonder if he'll be at the tournament.
Of course. And there's Howie Hawk flanked by Jessica McPherson on the left and another exuberant member of the Humber cheering team. And And we're now out of this timeout. The drama we've seen tonight. What else do these players have left in the tank?
We'll find out.
Let's get it on. Sheridan with the ball on the baseline out of that timeout. Not a ton of time to work with on the shot clock here. Shot from way downtown. Nice rebounded, grabbed by Nathan Waite. Waite with 15 points for Humber. A lot of those coming on threes. Also a couple rebounds to help out on the other end of the court. Dwayne Lambert-Cador, the floater's off the mark, but mishandled by Sheridan. Humber will hang on to the ball.
Lucky break there, but that's been 3 attempts from basically the same spot that Lambo hasn't been able to put away. Perhaps trying to force those final couple of that 30-point game that we've been talking about for so long now.
1 point lead for the visiting team, Sheridan Bruins. Nathan Waite wide open, 3-ball, just a bit too strong. Rebounded by Abiota and David, who spins and misses. And Sheridan will charge back up the court here.
Under 5 to play.
Getting into crunch time now. Less than 5 minutes to go in regulation. That bucket will put Sheridan up by 3. You know, the end of the game is not when you want to cool off offensively. What can the Hawks do here to generate some momentum? As that pass from Cameron David is intercepted.
Is challenging there, Hawks. Move back on defense, hoping to play this in the half court. Big block there by David.
Yeah, big fella getting in the mix, and DLC with the lane, and a beautiful acrobatic play to draw his team back within 1. DLC's
there's
now
30.
Yeah, he's got 30 now. He's 3 shy of tying his career high. Open look there, and right back. 3-pointer from Sheridan. That makes their lead grow up to 4. So big possession.
Team in gold needs a bucket now.
Big block. Cameron David is denied. And on the other end, a foul picked up by Abiota and David.
It's going to be on Lambo again.
Oh, it's Lambo. So now he's got 30 points and 2 fouls.
And Sheridan's in the bonus.
So Humber is certainly put themselves in a position where they're not only down by 4 points, but the foul dynamic has really worked in favor of the Bruins here in this 4th quarter.
Sheridan just 1 team foul this quarter.
And a couple of subs into the game. J.R. Harewood will check out. Kyle Brown-Fazikis in the game. So on the court right now for the Hawks, Dwayne Lambert-Cador, Waite, Cameron David, Abiota and David, and Kyle Brown-Fazikis. Kyle Brown-Fazikis with the rock, quickly hands it off to Dwayne Lambert-Cador. Humber really going to have to reestablish their offensive rhythm. It's been a little sporadic here in the 4th quarter. Not sporadic at all from that man. DLC, 32 points, a game high.
And just 1 away from his career high now.
Bruins back on offense. Good defense there by Kyle Brown-Fazikis. Not a ton of time left on the shot clock. 5 seconds.
Wow.
And a nice make there. Mohamed Kassim. Just a dangerous player.
Yeah, made that move look easy.
Yeah, he is such a weapon offensively. And he's now got 26 tonight, so not far behind the game high from DLC. Another 3-ball just off the mark. And that will be the Bruins ball. So that would have been a huge 3-pointer, Andrew. Humber trailing by 6 right now. Could have cut the lead in half, but DLC just off the mark with that shot from downtown.
Each of these teams, I should say, with 2 timeouts left to go, so it's going to be interesting to see how both coaches play that out.
Hawks need a stop here. They were able to really get on a run earlier in that first half with starting on the defensive end, getting takeaways and quick points. Only got 2 minutes left here. Not the time to be down 6. Stolen away. Cameron David with the active hands. Dwayne Lambert-Cador looking for a lane. He is blocked in a big way. Pull up for Kyle Brown-Fazekas. Not going to go, and that will fall out of bounds. Sheridan, ball. Andrew, it's cause for concern now as only 1:48 on the clock.
Yeah, Humber's got to really dig into, get back into this one. Need a stop here, and then they're going to need a quick bucket on offense.
This game means so much to both of these programs, and look at all the fans that come out to see this rivalry game as a huge bucket. 8-point lead for the Bruins.
Humber's going to have to look for the deep ball here.
Raheem Dennis, the spin cycle. DLC feeds it inside for Kyle. That was a good offensive look there, and that was good for Humber. Quick bucket on that possession. No time to waste.
Yeah, with the clock draining down, every possession here counts.
Now need a stop.
Again, stop in a bucket, that's what you need.
That ball almost coughed up. 10 seconds on the shot clock.
Sheridan milking the clock here, no surprise.
Travel call, so that was what the doctor ordered for Humber. Big stop. Andrew, now the Hawks are transitioning onto offense. What do you need to see from Humber here as they trail 6 with 1:05 to go?
Well, you just got to see what the defense gives you here. I mean, you try and work that ball inside. If a 3-point shooter opens up, you got to feed him the ball.
Last minute of play. Cameron David is off the mark, and that is a tough possession to come up empty. And Cameron David is now charged with a foul. And bonus shots coming up.
It's a tough call.
So right now it's a 2-possession game, and still a 2-possession game. A lot of pressure on this free throw. This could really change the complexion of this game. But it's already looking good for Sheridan as
oh man,
wrestled away, missing both the free throws, but there's the bucket, making good. And timeout called by Humber, down by 8 with 39 seconds to go.
Got to do better on the box out there, coming off the rebound from the free throw. Just can't let that ball go. Eight-point deficit here for the Hawks. It's going to be a tough one.
There's the look at the Sheridan bench, and they bit more of the unsure energy of the Humber Hawks bench as Dwayne Lambert-Cador watching on as head coach Omar Miles drawing up what's going to need to be a few big plays. 3 possessions, 39 seconds, and no fouls to give either. And there's the buzzer. It's time to get back to the floor. And what a game this has been. Back and forth here. The rivalry matchup on seniors night. And the lone senior for Humber, Dwayne Lambert-Cador, with a heroic effort. 32 points. He's 1 point shy of his career high.
And I bet the ball's going to go through him on this offensive possession. How can it not?
Cameron David will inbound the ball for the Humber Hawks.
The five starters on the floor for Humber.
David in the corner finds a open Rashawn Chambers, but the pass too hot. And that might seal the deal. Another bucket to put Sheridan up at the 100-point mark. 100-90 is our score. And Andrew, it was the Sheridan Bruins who were able to turn things on late. Is Humber still with the rock?
Oh no.
And that's now turned over. So unfortunate ending to what's been an excellent basketball game. But I'll tell you what, when it mattered the most, Sheridan Bruins, they stayed out of foul trouble, and their offense just kind of kept at it. Consistency was the key here in that fourth quarter.
Yeah, just really staying with it. They've had some tough moments here in this ball game, but it's never really trailed by too much. Kind of kept things even Stevens and came away with the game and with the points when they needed it the most.
Now 101-90 is our score. Another bucket there puts Sheridan at 102. And for Humber, Dwayne Lambert-Cador, one final pull-up shot, which will make his new career high, 34 points. Can't say enough good things about Dwayne Lambert-Cador in his career here on home court for the Humber Hawks. His final game playing at the Hawks Nest, and what a game it was. But ultimately, it was the Sheridan Bruins who were able to find the W. 102-92 our score, and Andrew, the Sheridan Bruins now improve with a final record of 12-6. The Humber Hawks breaking even 9-9 on the regular season.
Yeah, Sheridan hangs on to that number 3 seed in the OCAA West. Humber now kind of puts things up in the air. It kind of depends on Conestoga and Lambton now to see where the final seeding shakes out. And as we mentioned off the top, Humber, it's going to be their first time in history not hosting. It's going to be their first time not hosting the OCAA crossover game, but we'll see how things turn out. And unfortunate end to the Humber Hawks regular season, but the team really did put their best foot forward and give us a great product, a great show here tonight.
Yeah, now what a game it was. Sheridan in that first quarter was up by 14, and we were thinking, boy, are the Hawks going to get it started here tonight? Well, they did, and in the third quarter, with about 6 minutes in, Humber led by 7. But then the fourth quarter, things just shifted back, and let's get the scoop from our sideline reporter, Genesis.
Thank you for watching the game tonight with Sheridan versus the Humber Hawks here at the Hawks Nest. Check out the game on Saturday's volleyball game. Go to humberhawks.ca for more information. Thank you again for all watching. Have a great night. Good night.
Thank you for that, Genesis. Great work tonight on your debut broadcast here on the Hawks Sports Network. For my broadcast partner, Andrew Milani, and myself, Matt Hamill, it was a fun basketball game. We appreciate you spending some time with us here on the Hawks Sports Network. Have a great night.